Big white, cake boss. Look like I'm up in the bake-off. If we got smoke, then we face off. The shit that I got, blow your face off. When she came in, she take off. Put two in your top and then take.
That second traffic stop. You then called tow service. And then from what I heard, you were transporting him back for lockup and letting him know that he wasn't getting that vehicle back because it was already told in the first time that if you act stupid with it, you ain't getting it back. So it was told to him already. And that's when my cell phone service started going out inside the house.
Now, during that time, did you hear any misconduct or anything? Save that. Trooper Marie, gonna take this?
Hello, I'm Trooper Marie. You know why we pulled you over today?
I have an idea.
Yeah, you were speeding through the red light. May I have your license, registration, and proof of ID?
You have to step out to...
Okay. Thank you, sir. You can step back in your car.
Hey, sir, how you doing today, man? Just talk to you, man, while you're waiting. Nice car.
Hey, I appreciate that, man. I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm fine. Can I ask you another question, sir? Do you have any drugs, guns, or anything illegal in your car today?
I'm gonna go ahead and remain silent.
Yes, sir. That's your right.
I appreciate that.
So is your engine on?
I turned it off.
Okay, thank you. No, leave it off. I was just checking. It's a nice car. Could have been quiet. How much you pay for this, if you don't mind me asking?
It was a gift from a family member, kind of like an inheritance. You know?
Okay, well, I understand that myself.
Yeah.
I understand that myself. Family left me a large amount of money. Appreciate that, man. What's it called? A Bugatti?
Bugatti, yeah.
Oh, Bugatti. Okay.
At least that's how we pronounce it here in the States. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Here's your license and registration back. Everything came out clean.
Awesome.
Just try not to run any more red lights and watch your speed, please.
Absolutely, I appreciate it. Sorry about that.
I'll let you off with a warning this time, sir, but you have a good day in the city.
Alright. You have fun in your burger. I mean, Bugatti.
Gotta remember the weapon thing.
Great stop.
Yeah, I've been trying. I just forget the weapon thing.
Yeah. I know he strapped got a car like that. He ain't riding not with nothing.
Yeah, he had insurance and everything, but
What about taxes?
no, he didn't have any unpaid taxes.
Yeah, we've been on their ass about that.
Questioning your integrity. Did you make sure to check?
Yes, sir. I flexed my F6. Was checking through.
Cool.
On point like a porcupine back.
That's how we get paid.
Don't be stealing my jokes, Reagan.
What?
He's half-ass paying attention.
He's drinking his tea and eating the crumpets in the back of my motherfucker.
Alright, whoa. I don't drink tea, okay?
What?
Do not block, sir. You see that sign? Oh, it's back there. Sorry, you're right.
There's definitely a whatchamacallit here.
I want you to get told. You go ahead and pay that shit.
Jay walking across the street.
Bro, you see I was fitting to. As soon as I seen you was with me, Ronald Reagan.
Look at that thing sitting there, so sexy. Look at that.
It's alright. Look at that thing all on that sidewalk impeding the traffic light.
Alright.
Good afternoon, officers.
Good afternoon.
Good
You want that
afternoon.
car towed or get it off my sidewalk, please?
Yeah, Andrew, get off the sidewalk.
Wow, it's literally parked.
Boys cannot drive out here.
Now, would you be mine? Oh, would you be mine?
I've been doing so much better.
Do I go as well?
Hello, how are you guys doing today?
Pretty good.
That's fine. I need everybody to come down here, please. Everyone come down here, please.
Would you be mine?
Everyone follow me, please, this way.
I'm very parched.
I need everyone to wait in here. Please take your seats behind the bench if you're staying.
I have been in the courthouse real quick.
If
Take your
I'm
seats behind the bench. If you're staying on either side, it will be some problem. I can still hear you. CT, I'm gonna need you down here.
Do you have have you seen this vehicle in particular that he's talking about?
CT, I'm gonna need you right behind here. And you are in charge of this courtroom until the judge is brought in.
Andrew, come sit right next to me.
If anybody acts up, please let them know. If you feel anyone has a gun on them or
is it
anything
a
dangerous, you have
is it
one.
a drag vehicle indeed?
My lawyer has to sit here. Hold up, I got.
Okay. Was that?
How you doing, sir? The officer in that room.
I think what Charles' office did was just forwarded that picture over, and it looks like an old 1970, 80
Do I stand there?
elephant. Is that what that is?
Questions you got, ask the cop.
Oh, Mopar. Oh, Mopar. You know what they say, Mopar?
My lawyer here.
That'll be me, sir.
Your attorney, can you go ahead and please state your name for the court, please?
My name is William.
I can't hear you, sir.
My name is William Sleepdog.
Make sure your voice box is on sharp.
Can y'all hear me in the court?
Yes, we can.
Yes, sir. We can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay,
We can hear you.
I think there's something going on with your attorney's voice. Do you
Flex your Z muscle.
Do you want time to delegate to get his voice straight?
Yeah, he can get your voice back, man.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Just scream in the mic.
Can you hear me, Judge?
What's the mic? Oh, the mic. Oh, yeah, right there on your desk. I'm sorry. Can you hear me, sir?
Can you hear me?
Move up closer to him.
Yeah, just
no
move up
worries.
closer.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. You been vaccinated?
Yes, sir.
I know it's the HIPAA law, but I got to make sure, you know.
Yes, sir.
You can't be too cautious. All right, so you are going to be representing Mr. Zach Bill today. Okay, cool. Lieutenant Keys.
Sir,
Do you have anybody that's going to be representing you in state today?
I will be representing myself for the LAPD in the state of California.
Okay, I just want to make the record known that Lieutenant Keys, on the behalf of the California Police Department state, is going to be representing himself. Okay, so we can go ahead and get this kicked off today.
All right.
If y'all want to go ahead with your attorney and do your opening speech, you got the floor.
All right. So.
Attorney, not you, sir.
Oh, sorry.
All right, so today my client is suing for false imprisonment.
Sir, we can't hear you.
Yeah, scoot up.
Today my client is suing for false imprisonment and abuse of power. And on the grounds of he was arrested because he was so-called driving a drag vehicle inside of city limits. Evidence shows that in fact it was not a drag vehicle, it was actually a muscle car. The client said he drove out of the parking lot and spun out, wasn't trying to do any donuts, and
All right, so you said that you said false imprisonment. What was the other one?
Please stop moving around, please.
abuse of power.
Abuse
Stop moving around, just sit down.
of power. Okay, and then he wants.
Stop moving around.
Said
Sit down.
what is it? 2 million? 2.5. That's what
and
it's
break the vehicle.
and then return of said vehicle. Okay. Are y'all fully aware of all rules and regulations here set forth in the state when it comes to operating a motor vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Are you talking to your attorney, sir? Are you spun up on that, sir?
To my knowledge, you have to have insurance to drive a vehicle. Of course, you can't drive a
So we'll go ahead and get that. Lieutenant Keys, can you hear me?
Yes,
Go
sir.
ahead and return back. Or if you want to actually attorney, if you want to stay there so that way we can hear you. Lieutenant Keys, if you want to go ahead and with your opening remarks.
First of all, I want to say thank you for taking your time out, Judge, and everybody in this courtroom. Second of all, I want to say with my opening statement, everybody in this courtroom, most people are business owners, others are law-abiding citizens. There's other people, I've locked up. However, we all have common sense. Everybody here has common sense. So, they do say sense ain't common though, but we should have it. And this man should know when you break the law, there's consequences. No one are supposed to speed through the streets. The streets aren't mine. The streets aren't yours. They're city streets. What if your child would have been out there? Or your child, or your child. You can't do donuts in the middle of the street and scream negligence on the officer's part. If we was not here and we allowed that to happen, then there would be no one protecting any laws. And without laws, it's straight destruction. Thank you very much.
Okay. Appreciate that. So you said attorney, what's your name again? I'm sorry. I need to write this down.
Attorney William.
Drifting and shit.
Attorney.
Well, Willie, but try to keep it fresh.
You said Attorney Williams?
Yeah, Will.
Will. Whiskey India Lima Lima. Order in a court. Order in a court.
Just put Willie.
Willie.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
if you're not, I used to serve back in the day, so I just want to make sure that I spell it right on these court documents. So I used the military alphabet. You know what I'm saying?
W-I-L-L-I-E.
L-W-I.
Yes.
L-L-I-E. Whiskey India Lima Lima India Echo. Okay, I got you. All right, if you want to go ahead and call up your witness, or I'm sorry, your the one you're representing today. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead and go up there to the little witness box. We call it the snitch box.
Them shoes do not fucking match, my nigga.
Hey, excuse me. Order in a court. Lieutenant Keys.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir.
I just want to bring to your attention the man of your statue and the ability that you hold and of your rank and what you do for the fair citizens and the state here. Your outbursts and comments are not going to be tolerated here in this courtroom, Lieutenant Keys. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
That nigga is free.
Did you say young man back there?
Nine.
Okay.
Nine.
Let's go ahead and get this kicked off.
All right.
Go ahead and get the stand there for us.
All right.
Okay. For the court, go ahead and state your name for me, please.
My name is Zach Beal.
Okay. And Mr. Zach Beal, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
So help you God.
So help me God. Yes,
Raise
sir.
that right hand and so help you God.
Mm.
Or you can flex your X. Yeah, there you go. So
help me God.
To tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you go ahead and put your hands down. All right, go ahead and have a seat. People that stand make me a little antsy.
Second that.
Okay then, so go ahead, Attorney Willie.
Damn, can I? Judge, permission to move
Yes,
up. I
sir.
can't hear nothing he's saying.
I can't hear
Yeah.
nothing either.
Go ahead,
Yeah, he
Commissioner.
gonna have to go on shout or something, bro. He
Can
whispering
he
Are
too
you
flex
much.
his
are
Z
you
muscle to speak a little louder, please?
throwing your voice out, flexing of your Z muscle so we can
Happened when I press.
There we go. It's in your bottom right hand corner.
Hey, Judge, permission to eat real quick?
All right,
I'm starving.
let's see.
There,
Yeah,
I
go
can
ahead
hear
and
you now. I can hear you now.
All right, so Mr. Bill,
Yes.
this man put out fries. You basically said when you came out of the garage, you went too fast, just a little bit, pressed the gas a little bit too hard, spun out. Correct?
Yes.
You was not trying to do any donuts. Correct?
No, sir.
Okay. And said vehicle that you were driving was in fact a muscle car and not a drag vehicle. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yeah.
how many times were you pulled over?
Twice.
Cause I watched it.
For
Uh,
I was there
for the
too, I was
same
behind
thing, but
so you were accused twice of
I was
doing
behind
donuts
it when he
and
did it.
driving a drag vehicle. within
Judge, can
city
we get
limits,
some
correct?
order
Yes,
in the
sir.
court from his side of the courtroom?
yeah, I need y'all gentlemen to be back there to quiet down, please.
Loud
Hit
ass
it,
nigga.
Lynch.
What you say, Nick?
Bro,
Go ahead. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. So you stopped because you were said doing donuts twice
yes, sir.
and driving a drag vehicle within city limits,
Yes, sir.
and you were arrested and car was impounded because you were driving said drag vehicle
Yes, sir.
inside of city. Okay, I will rest my case. Well, no further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, Lieutenant Keys, if you want to come up here and question,
yeah, I sure do.
please keep it
Professional.
professional. Yes.
How you doing today, sir?
Pretty good.
Mr. What's your name again?
Zach Beal.
And you sure that's your name?
Yes, it is.
Okay, Mr. Zach Beal. Okay, so can you walk me by what happened again? So you were coming out the garage, you slid, you wasn't trying to, you lost control of the car, right?
Yes, I was. Yes, that happened.
What happened when I pulled you over?
I stopped immediately and pulled over to the side.
What else happened?
Depending on what you're meaning, I'm not sure
I
exactly.
mean, if I was asking you to tell a story, what comes next in the story?
You stopped me.
Okay.
I talked to you,
Okay.
and then I tried to explain that, and I don't feel like you were listening to me.
Okay, I did not let you go the first time?
You did let me go the first time, and I went to talk to my brother because of what was happening at that time.
Hold on, let's stop right there. So I wasn't understanding, but I let you go?
No, the first time I feel like you understood. The second time I tried to talk to you, you did not listen to what
Well,
I
let's
was
keep
trying
the
to say.
timeline. Let's stay on the first time. The first time I stopped you, that's where we're on. Did I not let you go and told you I don't want to arrest you? Just slow down. I don't want to cite you. Just don't do that anymore, right?
Yes, you did.
Okay, so does that doesn't sound unfair, does it?
Right there, no, it does not.
Okay, does that sound like a misuse of power?
No, not there.
Objection, Your Honor.
He has a valid point. Go ahead and proceed, Lieutenant Keys.
So now we're past that. We don't want to linger on. So that's the first incident. So I just want to point out that someone who abuses power and don't want to hear you, don't give you a second chance. Like, that's not how life works. You know, if you get shot, you're shot. You don't get no other chance. So the second time, how would you say, how long would you say it was from the first stop and the second stop?
About 5 minutes.
About 5 minutes. So between 5 minutes, what happened at the second stop?
The second stop, I went and talked to my brother, who is the other witness here today.
Okay.
And because somebody threatened to kill him. So I went and talked to him. I pulled out. My back tire slid out. And I hit the gas a little bit trying to save it. The left tire, after the right tire slid out. Then the
Okay, can I stop you there?
tire.
What is
Hold
that
up.
called when you do that? What's
What
the
is that
name of
called?
that in the dictionary when you do that with a car?
Fishtailing.
There you go. So what happened after you was fishtailing in the middle of the street?
My car slid around, and I was not able to save it.
And then what happened?
You pulled me over. I tried to explain to you what was going on.
About the fishtailing, right?
About the donuts that I was supposedly doing trying to save my car.
Well, we're just gonna name it what it is. What was it called again that you said it was called when you do that?
Fishtailing.
Okay, so pulled you over for fishtailing, and what happened after that?
You pulled me over. I was being compliant.
Okay.
And then you took my car, told me
Hold
I was
on,
never
wait,
getting
we're
it
too
back.
far. We're too far. Did
How?
you have insurance on that car?
Yes, I did.
Okay, did you have proof of insurance on that
Yes,
car?
I did.
Okay, can you prove right now to the court you had insurance on that vehicle?
How do I do that exactly? I
Okay,
don't. The
moving
insurance
along.
papers are in the car.
After I towed your vehicle, what did you say to me as I were towing your vehicle? Can you remember those exact words?
No, I cannot.
Okay, I'm gonna remind you, and you can see if this matches what you said.
Unless it was that
I
I have
ain't
money to
broke,
buy a new one.
motherfucker. I can buy a new one. It's 30 grand.
I never said those exact words.
Okay. So
Right
what did
there.
you say? Tell me the words
I
you
said, I have enough money to buy another one, but it's stupid that you are towing my vehicle and not giving it back to me.
At that point, I advised you, since you weren't going to pay the fines and you have enough money to buy another one, then it was my car now. That's after you refuse to pay your fees. Now, this is what I rest, Judge. This is what happens when you don't say anything and you let the defendant bury themselves. I'm done.
All right.
Whoa. Is there anything else that you want to say, Mr. Zadbill?
Yes, actually.
Go for it. You got the floor.
Okay, because of the fact that I was fishtailing, alright, so that was me trying to save my car when it started losing control. I didn't meaningly do any of that. I was trying to save my vehicle and not cause any further damage to it. So I don't know how that.
Flex your hand for me. Right hand, left hand. Okay. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, so help you God here in the state of California courtroom in the presence of everybody here and myself? Okay. Go ahead and sit down for me. Don't walk away, son. Go ahead and have a seat. All right. Okay. Attorney Willie.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you got that's your witness. You got the
Okay. Mr. Braxton,
Yes.
were you present for both traffic stops?
No, I was only at the second one.
Only at the second one. Okay. Can you describe to me what happened during the second traffic
So
stop?
I was behind him, and he spun out, got out of that garage, spun out. The cops were right behind him, pulled him over.
So you was behind him when he came out the garage and he
Yes.
spun out, then the police just pulled him over.
Yes.
Okay. Any
At the B section.
did you see any basically any type of abuse of power and sorts of like stuff like that as far as the traffic stop and everything?
No, I don't.
Say that one more time, son. I didn't hear you. Did you?
I said
Whoa,
no, there was no abuse of power.
You didn't see any type of, and then I know, attorney, this is you, but did you see at any point in time any force of throwing down on the floor or things not being handled in the accordance of what he was trained to do, where it was kind of stepping out of the box and using a great deal of force to arrest
I pulled up to that.
the complainant? Did you see anything crazy out of the norm?
As far as the defendant
For the stop.
For the stop, did you see
For the
anything
traffic
out of
stop.
for the traffic stop? The one that you did witness, did you see anything crazy out of the norm of getting slammed or anything like that that would reflect as of an abuse of power? Sir, are you with us, or did you need more time to think about it?
I think his mic's going out.
Oh, can you hear?
talking
Can y'all
to
hear me?
Mr.
We're
Lynch.
talking to you, Mr. Lynch.
Oh. No, there's no abuse of power used.
I can't hear you, sir.
I said there's no abuse of power used.
Okay.
Now, who's trying this?
Wait, turn-
So there was no him
He did
snatch.
did not pull him over for no reason.
He didn't pull him over for no reason. Did he impair his
No, he
car?
pulled him over for a reason.
He put him over. Okay. Did you, far as him towing the car, was you right there to hear the reasoning explaining of him towing his car?
No, no, sir.
Okay, no further questions, Your Honor.
Lieutenant Keys.
Yes, sir.
All right, if you can go and come on up.
Oh no, I'm cool.
Cross-examine.
No, we're straight. I don't need to cross-examine.
I can't hear you, Keys.
I don't need. I don't need to cross-examine. I'm okay.
Okay. Mister, you said, what is your name again? I'm sorry.
I'm Braxton Lynch.
All right, Mr. Braxton Lynch. So, we really got a debacle here inside of the courtroom, today, right? Because
Yes.
we're getting told that there was an abuse of power here in the state of California, South Central, in this general area. That is not something that is tolerated. We want to make sure here, especially when I go down there and watch individuals get sworn into the police department, they uphold all laws, rules, regulations governing, making sure that everybody gets treated with firm, fair, and justice, right? Just like
Yes.
as if they were in that situation, that's how they would want to be treated. That sounds, reputable, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So on this particular day when this incident occurred, was you in any ear hustling distance on what was going on, what was transpiring, or what was heard?
I seen it and then I pulled around the corner and he was pulled over.
Okay, you saw him getting pulled over.
Yeah.
When the vehicle, because I'm pretty sure that the vehicle was towed, do you know who indeed was the individual that towed that vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Okay, who was it?
It was my boss, John, or Jack.
Jack.
Yeah.
Okay,
Jack's in the building too.
Jack is here.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Is he currently present here in the courtroom?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you said he is here.
Excuse me, objection, Your Honor.
Yes.
Mr. Jack is not. It's a part of my countersuit.
Okay, overruled. I don't know why I was brought up. So it's Mr.
Because
Mr.
he's not
Jack.
a witness on this case.
I got you, Lieutenant Keys. But you didn't. I got this. So, is Mr. Jack here in this courtroom?
Yes, I am.
Okay, can you point him out for me?
How do I point again?
You flex your B muscle, sir. He is
right-
here. All right,
he's right
Mr.
next to
Mr. Jack, are you here in the courtroom today?
I am, sir.
Okay. Lieutenant Keys, do you have any other things that you would like to ask Mr. Braxton?
No, sir.
Okay. Attorney Willie, do you have anything else for Mr. Lynch?
No, sir, I do not.
Okay. You can go ahead and step down. Mr. Jack, if you are present here, can you go ahead and approach the bench for me, please?
Excuse me. Hey, bud.
Sir, may I stand
Excuse
up? My back is
Excuse
hurting.
me.
Yep.
Excuse
Go
me.
ahead.
Excuse me. Hey, bud. You mind if I get through here?
Hey, yo, Chip.
Hey, bud. Hey, yo, Chip. Mind if I get through here, Chip?
Sorry about that, Sean. I ain't hear you. Hey, man, Corona, you ain't got to be that close, brother.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
Attorney Willie, you still there?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
You mad close.
Okay.
Brother.
Shh, be quiet. But the client basically said he just wants to sue for false imprisonment. He wants to drop the
#free bill.
Abuse of power
He wants to drop.
free bill.
because he says he was arrested under the grounds of he was driving a drag vehicle inside the city limits. So he wants to drop the abuse of power and pursue false imprisonment.
False
Under the grounds of him being arrested for driving, him being
Your Honor,
arrested and imprisoned for driving a drag vehicle inside of city limits.
I
Okay.
object.
Okay. So we need what we need to get. Do we? Okay. Let me. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So he came back and he stated that he wants to drop. I just want to make sure and get this understood for the whole court that he wants to drop the abuse of power and then false imprisonment, and he still wants to what he's suing for, which is 2.5.
Yes.
And the return of the vehicle.
Yes.
Okay. Is there any more witnesses or anybody that you would like to call up, Attorney Willie?
Not that I know of. That was the
Hold
only
up.
witness that was.
He's talking to your attorney, sir.
I want to talk.
You said is there anybody that you would like to? I couldn't hear
Yo,
you.
Lynn, shut up, sit down, bro. Let it go.
I was only presented with one witness. Apparently, the witness wants to speak again. So I'm.
Oh my fucking god, bro.
Okay, so do you?
Nigga ain't got shit
Would
to
you
say.
would like to bring him up?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who is the witness?
Mr. Braxton Lynch.
Oh my fucking god.
Mr. Lynch, are you in court room?
Yes, I am.
Okay,
Believe this
step
nonsense?
back up, please.
For real, bro.
Cheers.
What's the circuit?
Jesus.
Hey, yo. Can I get my attorney over here real quick?
Okay. Do you swear to tell the? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and sit down.
Mm-hmm.
Attorney Willie.
He's talking
Oh, sorry, Judge. Kind of frozen my face here.
Seems like everybody loves him.
Yeah.
Been waiting for EMS to get on so I could tell him about tonight, man.
You said you're stuck in place.
Yes.
Can I get
there we
somebody?
go. Okay, Mr. Lynch.
Yes.
Okay, so you were present when he bought the car, correct?
Yes, I was.
And when he bought the car, how did you basically was able to drive the car after he bought it?
He was slides all over the place.
So basically, he bought a car with bad tires.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you would like to add to the said situation?
I do.
I mean, we have evidence to prove that, so. Why are you standing? Sit down.
Anything else?
No, that's all.
Okay.
I think I just
So
died.
I just want to ask you
inside.
one more time for the court, okay? Can you hear me, Mr. Braxton?
Yes, I can.
And it's just going to be a yes or no question, okay?
Yeah.
Well, actually, what I'm going to ask you, then the following is going to be yes or no, all right?
Yeah.
When was this vehicle purchased? Do you know?
I do not remember.
Okay, can you give me a roundabout general gist of when you and him, since you were with him when he purchased his vehicle, do you remember or recall when the vehicle was purchased?
It was like 14 days
About
ago.
14 days ago. And then you, as you stated, that the car had bad tires?
Yes.
You did?
Yes.
So he was fully aware at that time that the tires were bad? Yes or no question?
No.
He wasn't aware.
No.
But you just stated that he did know that it was bad.
I think I
And
just
you
died a
noticed
little
that
inside.
when he purchased it.
No, when he purchased it,
I'm still dead.
Oh, he didn't. So you neglected to be Howard, or what relations are you to him?
I just told him not to go out there. He did.
You're his brother. So I would think it would be a brotherly duty to let your brother know if he is operating something that is not shouldn't be operated on the streets of California, especially if it's bald tires. Don't you think that would be a reputable thing for your family member to say or do? If somebody's, if my family's operating a car with bad tires, I would feel obligated to let them know. 14 days.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead and step down for me.
May I approach, sir?
No, I'm done with this.
Thank
Go
God.
ahead and talk to your lawyer. We're about to wrap this up.
What's going on?
Be a better report.
Okay.
If I was him, I would have got a settlement, bro, and called it a day.
I mean, at this point, like it's just up to the judge. You know what I'm saying? We done asked all the questions we done asked, got all the
I would have
evidence, and
settled
we
with a
done
half a mil, bro.
I
got
do
out of
want
here.
to
$10 million.
countersue.
Just call him, dude.
Ask who though?
And the car wasn't even a Charger; it was a Challenger.
Speak on it. Speak on it.
Okay.
Then it don't matter if it's a drag or a drift car. The point was you was speeding and doing donuts. Like I don't care if you was in a
Get out,
hatchback.
officer.
The fuck? What is we talking about here?
Okay, Attorney Willie, we ain't got much more time. Is there
Like I
anybody
said,
else you would like to call because we're about to wrap this up?
Officer Keys, we like to call Officer Keys to the stand.
Okay,
Now y'all
Lieutenant Keys,
reaching.
if you go ahead and approach
Oh,
stand,
y'all.
please.
You already know he lost. You already know.
Oh.
All right, Lieutenant Keys, can you go ahead and raise your hand for me?
Yes, sir. Sorry about that, Your Honor.
No worries. All right, Lieutenant Keys, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, so help you got here in the courtroom today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead and have a seat, please.
Officer Keys, when you pulled them over, did you realize that it
Step
Can
was?
by.
somebody wake up?
Can we get somebody over here to wake
Sorry,
that
Judge.
gentleman
I'm
up?
so
Go ahead and
sorry.
escort him out since this thing is he's sleeping.
So sorry.
Chip,
That's not Chip.
who is it that's sleeping is my question. Him. All right, my boss.
He's right
Sir.
That
there.
works.
Hello, sir. Need to wake up.
Yeah. Oh, I
My
need to go for a
God.
walk. My bad. Oh.
God.
Okay, Attorney Willie, go ahead and proceed.
Okay, Officer Keys, when you pull my client over,
It's Lieutenant Keys. Let's get the
I'm
name for the
sorry,
court.
I apologize. My apologies, Lieutenant
Mhm.
Keys. When you pulled my client over, were you in knowledge of that it was a drag vehicle and not a muscle car?
To answer your question, no, I was not, sir.
Okay. And you arrested my client based on, was it because he was driving a drag car in a city vehicle or because he was doing said donuts?
If I may, Your Honor, elaborate. Um, if I go to a robbery, I don't care if he's shooting with an AK or a 9mm. He was doing a crime, so I arrested him for doing a crime. I don't really care about the make and the model of the car. If you was in Steve Urkel's Urkelmobile, you would have still got pulled over for doing donuts in an area that is not sanctioned for donuts. Or drag, and if you knew the car's wheels was not sanctioned to be driving, then why drive an unsanctioned car vehicle with bad tires? This lies upon responsibility of the car owner, not the police department.
You're absolutely correct, sir. Just my question is like the charge that he went to jail for.
His
That's what
initial
I'm asking.
charge was the warning of the tires. The first warning I gave him, as stated, by your client, I gave him a warning. He could have then told me the tires are messed up. Let's get this issue looked at. No such thing. I let him go, and 5 minutes later, as stated by your client, I stopped him again doing the same thing. Now, if your tires are bad, you wouldn't be drifting around in the car. You would have it looked at by one of our fine tow companies or
Dude.
mechanics around the city.
Correct. Okay, so basically he was arrested and received 5 months for doing donuts.
He was arrested and received 5 months not only for doing donuts, he's a repeat offender. I gave him several chances. This is the same young gentleman
Can you
that will
speak up? We
follow.
can't hear you.
This is the same young gentleman that will follow his brother around all day and get in trouble and have us holler at him repeat. This is not my first run in. If you pull up his record, they run around going by false names.
Can we
They
stick
Okay.
run
to
around getting in
Lieutenant Keys,
trouble.
please?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but he asked me what was the initial reason
No, I
why
just
I
want the
stopped this
charge, not
individual.
not the reason,
Yeah,
just
we
the
don't want
initial
Okay.
charge
anything
because
else.
You're not the attorney, sir. Can you please be quiet?
Sit down, Mr. Bill, or we will ask you Archie out, please.
You told me I could stand.
Can you repeat that, attorney? I'm
Lynch.
sorry.
yes, I just want to know the initial charge that he received the jail time for.
Excessive speeding,
Okay,
drifting,
okay,
in the middle of I would have to get the address. It's the intersection right by the police station, Midtown.
okay. So there was no, he did not get arrested and receive jail time due to driving a drag car inside of city
No,
limits.
that was never on the report, sir. As you have the report.
Okay,
There was not mention of a drag car. I merely stated after the fact that that car in drags and drift cars. So let's not to get into it, but a drag and a drift car is not sanctioned for street roads because they do the name drag and drift. We got common sense. Come on now.
It's not a drag car.
Okay. Are there any more
Drift, drag.
questions, Attorney Willie?
no, sir. There are no further questions.
Okay. Lieutenant Keys, you're clear to step on down.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Is there any opening remarks from you, or attorney?
No, sir.
Okay. Lieutenant Keys, any closing remarks?
Yes, sir. I would. First of all, I would like to thank everyone for coming out. This was a long court day, and this goes to show you and my fine officers that's in the courtroom today that when you do your job, you will have different obstacles you have to tackle. But the law is the law, and no matter if you're 10 or 55, there are laws for a reason. Thank you for your time, Judge, and I rest.
All right. And I just want to reiterate, Attorney Willie, you have no closing remarks.
No, sir, I do not. I just want to thank everybody, bring themselves out. I want to thank the witness. Also, you, Judge, taking time out your day to hold this together for us.
No worries. All right, that's my job, my due diligence, and my duty. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start to wrap this up. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. So there was a lot of things that were covered today. I just want to go ahead and start breaking things down so everybody's fully aware of the situation scenario. So I want to bring to everybody's attention that the vehicle, in fact, that is being questioned is a Challenger. That is a highly modified vehicle, especially during that year, especially with that particular engine that was placed inside of that car, to where exhaust needs to be modified along with the engine that is inside of that thing. I just want to bring to the court's attention on different things that when it comes to 10 illegal modifications here in Los Angeles. One is the modifying of the exhaust system. That's why I asked earlier about the exhaust system, because it is prohibited here in the state of California, especially here in Los Angeles, to modify your exhaust. That goes into window tints, different colors as far as the red, amber, stuff like that. Too bright of underglows, installing of the red lights in front of the thing, TV, so on and so forth. But it also, the major one that we're talking about is engine mods. If the original engine that comes with that vehicle is not inside of there, which, like I stated before, around that year, that was an aftermarket engine that was placed in that car. So I'm talking now. So whether or not, if you bought that vehicle or not, these are things that you should have known and done your research before you went out and spent your hard-earned money on that particular vehicle. Now, it's a shame here in this courtroom that your brother, which he got back up here on the stand and stated that the tires on there, which was, not irrelevant, but he should have brought it to your attention to let you know, hey, brother, you might want to fix them tires on there. Now, we're going to get to the point of everybody wants to wrap their heads around the difference between a vehicle. Whether it's drag, whether it's a drifty, or whether it's a daggone muscle. It was a very highly modified car.
Facts.
Everybody wants to wrap their daggone hands around a donut or a fishtailing. So I'm going to tell you the difference real quickly here in this courtroom, the difference. And I'm going to let you know what a donut is. And here there are different jurisdictions, right? They have different names for it. But the penalty is usually a large fine and could include losing of your driving privileges. Now, I want to bring to your attention, and so that way you know later on if you want to do these donuts, where you could do it. It is not illegal on private property. In turn, that's why I asked you where, in fact, was this at. And you stated it was on my street here on Strawberry Adams, around about this area. That's what you stated. That was the exact questions I asked you, just to verify if it was on a private property. Because if it was on a private property, then if Lieutenant Keys did come onto that property, which would be private, and initiated another stop, and then ticketed you, and arrested you, and fined you, then he would be in trouble today. But there wasn't. It was on these streets here. Now, when it comes to the donuts, if you want me to let you know what a donut is, but I'm pretty sure you're pretty familiarized it because you probably YouTubed it when you YouTubed that highly modified vehicle. Now, let me tell you what a fishtailing is. A fishtailing is when the rear wheel loses traction or grip on the road. Now, that vehicle that you're talking is not a fronty wheel. It is definitely a reardy wheel. Rear-wheeled. So that being said, you know that being high-powered is going to lose traction. I don't think there was. I'm not going to say that there wasn't no abuse of power. When it came to the abuse of power, I think Lieutenant Keys, hearing both sides, I think he would have, and you would have known that he would have snatched you out that car as quick as your name or whatever it is, snatched you out there that first time, arrested you, impounded your vehicle, and gave you a hefty fines, but he did not. And you stated that in your beginning, where you said that he did not do so. He actually let you go. He let you go the first time. And then he went to back up again, and then he observed it again. So I want to let you also know what reckless driving is, because I'm pretty sure with that particular vehicle, that would be considered what things that Lieutenant Keys had observed. Under the vehicle code 23103 required proof, right, on what would be stated as reckless driving. It's in fact when the vehicle that is being drove on a public roadway, highway, or street parking facility, knowing that the defendant, which would be you, intentionally drove with a wanted disregard of the safety of the persons or property on which to be surrounded by. Now, I want to let you know what the word wanted means. That is you being aware that your actions present a substantial and unjustifiable risk of harm, and you blatantly ignoring that. Meaning, you operated a vehicle here in the city limits that's high powered. Lieutenant Keys gave you the thing and said, hey, you need to calm it down. But you went to wherever you went to, trying to figure out about it or whatever that was going on with your brother, thought that it was going to be a glorious day, and you just went ahead and just hightailed it out of there when Lieutenant Keys obviously caught up with you and got you again. Now let's talk about what I'm hearing myself again. So what I want to go ahead and go over when it comes to the charges, right? On what is set and defined on if you get your vehicle back and everything else. Let me go ahead and pull up this spreadsheet really quickly so you are tracking. If you don't know what the penal code here is, South Central.
I want the KFC
I think
bucket of
oh,
chicken
not just
right
that.
now.
It puts
something around my shoes.
There, girl.
I don't know if it's
Okay,
just me, but put something on my legs.
y'all have it, right? Y'all got it
Yeah.
on?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So let's
Here's
go
some
on and get
chicken.
on this plane.
Oh, thanks.
I'm scared.
All right. So this is the second time
She
we
just
flying
mad
this
because you
thing.
got them old jeans on.
Wow,
Fuck
people
off.
look dope as shit.
You said them old man jeans.
Wrangler
jeans on, did I?
360, fool.
All right, be advised.
We're at 900.
This time looks like we're just diving into the ground.
All right. So that being said, who's going to be the first out? Who was that?
Keys. Keys got the key to life. I will be landing at the drag strip. I love parachute. It reminds me of when I used to watch GTA days. And I used to rob the casino.
We're landing on the H at the drag strip.
Am I still alive?
Yes, sir.
Alive.
You mess? I mean, shit.
You still alive?
Are you still alive?
Yeah, I'm about to land on the H at the runway.
I landed on the runway right in the middle. I'm alive and well, boys.
Before I want to go ahead and circle back. I'll be at the Sandy runway.
Hard landing, but I'm alive.
Yay!
Like butter. That's how you do it, boy.
And we're about to restart Desto. We're above our Desto.
It's cool. I got it.
You got it? Get ready.
Yeah.
Do you got a parachute?
All day. I think. If not, it was a hell of a ride.
Check your inventory.
Bro, I'm checking this. They call me Superman. Superman. That's how you do that, bro. You gotta stop playing with me. Ah. I love fucking I love parachute, man. It's hella fun. Man, I appreciate you letting me sleep on your couch, man. I kinda stubbed my toe.
Oh shit, anytime.
I'm fucking landed. Oh, this bigger than I thought it was. I never come inside. I just stay on the outside. Shit,
I'm gonna just go in here and watch TV.
Yeah, oh damn, this is another spot? I thought this was outside. Okay, well I'm gonna lay down.